So for those of you who are accustomed to my YouTube channel, you know that one of the big things for me when it comes to AAA and big AAA titles is having full packages. That being, having multiplayer, having a single player campaign, having co-op modes, multitude of different ways that you can connect with the franchise. After you're done playing that single player story, you come back over and over again. And obviously that's what the multiplayer and co-op modes are really for, to bring you back to the experience over and over again. Well, obviously, guys, we're going to be covering Quantum Error very closely moving forward. And obviously, one of my first questions to the developers was going to be, are you guys going to have multiplayer? Is it going to launch with multiplayer? Things of that nature. And so I went ahead and I tweeted out, guys, saying that I was super excited about what is in store. Will there be multiplayer? And obviously, I tweeted at the official Quantum Error Twitter page, as well as Noah Jones, who is the director and level designer for Team Kill Media. Well, that being said, Noah tweeted back to me saying, no, Quantum Error will be strictly a single player game. Quantum Error, the official Twitter account, also tweeted saying, stay tuned, things are going to get awesome soon. And yes, as Noah said, this is going to be strictly a story-driven single player game. Which, look, at the end of the day, Quantum Error, as it stands right now, it's not some huge AAA title. So obviously, guys, if this were a massive AAA title that was going to be coming out, I'd be a little bit disappointed that it wasn't going to have multiplayer modes, co-op modes, because obviously you want this to be something that people are going to come back to over and over again. Now, obviously, we don't know, what the ins and outs of what the, what's going to be down the pipeline for Quantum Error, whether they're going to plan on adding things along the way, which is something I'm really excited about. And I'm hoping to definitely pick a lot of the developers' brains as time goes over at Team Kill Media. But what this tells us is that there's no multiplayer, and that is confirmed, obviously by Quantum Error as well as Noah Jones. And so, obviously, guys, this leads me to the next thing here. So, without a multiplayer, we have a single player story. And obviously, guys, from the gameplay, from all of those things, man, this looks so much like Dead Space. It reminds me of Dead Space. I think that Quantum Error and the folks over at Team Kill Media can probably learn from some of the peaks and the valleys from the Dead Space universe at this point in time, because it just reminds me so much of that. What I love so much, and what is really, kind of drawn my attention to this game, guys, and this universe, that being Quantum Error, is the simple fact of the matter that not only can you play in first person mode, you can play in third person. There's multiple ways you can kind of dive into the story and the lore of what is Quantum Error. Now, obviously, guys, we don't know every in and out of this title. We know it's been funded. We know that, obviously, guys, this is not one of those titles that is, like I said, some massive AAA title. Hopefully at some point it's able to get to that point, but it really is going to start from the, obviously these very beginning foundational, points here from Team Kill Media. And I think that they're taking their time with this title, which I absolutely love. So let's talk about, now that there's no multiplayer, what can we expect? It being a single player story, what's going to draw us in over and over again? Well, who knows, guys? At the end of the day, it's going to be interesting to see, after you play that single player story one way, there's probably going to be a multitude of different ways that you can play it, and that's going to be something really awesome as well. I'm sure that there's thoughts maybe over at Team Kill Media, I can't speak for them, potential, DLC, which, some downloadable content. I would love to see, guys, Quantum Error go in a direction where maybe they have the single player story at first, and then eventually, depending on obviously the reception and things of that nature, they could add some other modes. Maybe not necessarily multiplayer, so to speak, but it'd be awesome to see them kind of do some things that Dead Space didn't do. Let's talk about like Horde mode from Gears of War, where you're going up against waves and waves of enemies. Those are things that I think could really bring you back to the experience over and over again, whether you're playing it by yourself, whether you're playing it with a couple of friends. I think those are things that, hey, could this be something that is, added later on into the game? I would absolutely love it. But really, guys, what this comes down to, Quantum Error being a perfect example of this, we as the community, as this game goes, they're listening to the community and listening to what the community is asking for. Now, obviously, guys, they're not going to, do everything that the community wants, but they're at least listening to what we're talking about. And so I think that that's really important to have that, engagement between the developers as well as the fans of the title and those who were really excited about this title. So I think at the end of the day, guys, if you want something added into Quantum Error, those are things that you have to really voice your opinion. It's like that with any title out there, but especially one like Quantum Error that is like the very beginning foundation of what we're hoping to be a franchise. How can we make this title better over time? How can we, make this a long withstanding franchise, which is really what I'm excited about. But I'd love to hear guys' thoughts about that in the comment section down below. Do you think multiplayer could be something that could be added later on to, Quantum Error? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Quantum Error content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.